I was hoping to show you guys how to start the pandemic blanket. I'm going to do beginning at the magic ring and go work through rows 1 through 3. I'm just using some like random mandala yarn that I have in 2 different colors to show you guys kind of how I do it. So let's start with this pink color. We'll make this our first color. I'm going to make a magic ring, and this is how I do a magic ring. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. There's several different ways to do it, but this is how I do it, okay? I wrap the yarn around my 2 fingers. This is very hard looking through a viewfinder. Anyway, I wrap these around, and then I look at the top of my hand, and I'm going to go under both, grab this back one, and pull it through. Then I pinch with my fingers so I have my ring, and I turn it over, and then I'm going to start my first row with a chain 2. This is the beginning. I know it looks funky, but this is how I do it. This is the beginning of your beginning double crochet 2 together. So row 1 is worked into your magic ring. So this is the first stitch here. I'm starting with a beginning double crochet 2 together. We'll start with the chain 2 and then yarn over, insert into the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your first stitch. That is a beginning double crochet stitch. It's listed in the index and it tells you how to do it, but there it is. That's how I did it. Now row 1 says next you will chain 2, and then you will work a double crochet 2 together into the magic ring. So we're going to yarn over, insert hook into the magic ring, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over again and pull through 2. So you have 2 loops on the hook and you have half of a double crochet worked right there. Next we're going to do another one. So we're going to yarn over, insert into the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now, you have 2 beginnings of double crochets worked right here, 1 and 2. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to now yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a double crochet 2 together into the same stitch. So we're going to do that a total of 8 times. We have 2 made, so we're going to do it 6 more times. Chain 2. We're going to double crochet 2 together. And again, this is in the index. It's explained. If you read the index, it will tell you exactly how this is worked. But I'll show you here. So again, we have 2 half of double crochets made. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 3. So really, it is exactly the same as you would normally work a double crochet 2 together as a decrease over 2 stitches, but it's in 1 stitch instead of 2. It's the exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to do, I have 3 made, we need 8, so I'm going to do 5 more. So I chain 2 and I do a double crochet 2 together. And this is row 1. All, my yarn is got a knot here. All of this is worked into your magic ring. And if I look fiddly here, it's really not easy to do videos. It seems like it would be, but it's really not, because you're, looking through the viewfinder or you're trying to look around the viewfinder. So it's tricky, but here we go. Let's get this first row done. Let's see how many we're at here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2, double crochet 2 together, chain 2. This is going to be our last double crochet 2 together. I have knots because this is just the end of a yarn ball. So last double crochet 2 together. There it is. Now we're going to chain 2 and we're going to pull our magic ring tight. I love magic ring. You do not have to use magic ring at all. You can totally just chain a few, make a ring, and use that. So what we will do here is I will show you how to switch color, just because that is how I work the pattern. You do not have to. You can continue the way that you are. There is my youngest screaming. Anyway, so we have our pink color, and we're going to switch next to our next color, the blue. So we're going to insert into the top of our beginning double crochet. It's a little bit tricky, especially because I'm trying to look through the viewfinder. Anyway, you're going to insert, and instead of using pink, this is how I switch color. I'm going to take my blue, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through. Okay, so I just finished that row, and I'm now using blue. You don't have to do this part, but what I do in this first color change is I just tie a couple loose knots. Not super tight that it's going to deform any stitches, just enough that it's not going to come undone. You don't have to do that. Again, totally optional, just what I do. So the next row, I'm going to chain 1 and do 2 single crochets, and then I'm going to back post single crochet around, looking through the viewfinder, around that double crochet 2 together. 2 single crochet in the chain space, single crochet or back post single crochet around the double crochet 2 together. Okay, we're going to work that all the way around. 2 single crochet in the chain space, back post single crochet around the double crochet 2 together, all the way around. Work all the way around. Again, it can be a little bit fiddly when you're doing these back post stitches, but the effect is very cool. Almost done. 2 single crochets, back post single crochet around the double crochet 2 together. Last 2 single crochets, and then we're going to do our very last back post single crochet around that last back post, or the last double crochet 2 together, sorry. Now I'm done with this row, and I'm going to slip stitch here to close my ring, and I'm going to continue till I get to that first back post single. Okay, so that's what this stitch is. There's the kids again. I think they're hangry, actually. So again, I'm switching color now. There we go. So row 3, I've got my yarn tangled here. Row 3 is going to start the same basic way. We're going to do a, sorry about that pause there. So row 3 is going to be a beginning double crochet 2 together, which is a chain 2 and a double crochet worked into the same stitch. Okay, then it says to chain 2 and do a double crochet 2 together in the same stitch. So all worked into this same stitch. So now we have our beginning double crochet 2 together, chain 2, and a double crochet 2 together. Then we're going to chain 2. It says to repeat this around. So we're going to skip all of the regular single crochets. We are only working into the back post single crochets around, okay? So repeat this. In that next back post single, we're going to do a double crochet 2 together, chain 2, back post single crochet, or into the back post single crochet, double crochet 2 together into the back post single crochet. I'm sorry. Again, chain 2. Oh, these kids, my husband, they're hungry. Anyway, so we're going to skip those 2 single crochets again, and in that next back post single, we're going to work double crochet 2 together, chain 2, double crochet 2 together. So here we go. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops are on your hook. We're going to do that again. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have the first half of a double crochet and a second first half of a double crochet. We have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Chain 2, and we're going to do that again in the same stitch. So double crochet 2 together in the same stitch. Chain 2, skip the single crochets, work in the next back post single, double crochet 2 together, chain 2. Sorry, my yarn is back post single, or double crochet 2 together again, chain 2. So we're going to work that around. It's literally the same thing as you would work a double crochet 2 together as a decrease. The only thing is you're working it in the same stitch instead of 2 different stitches. It's the same thing. So let me show you one more time. We're going to chain 2. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go in that next back post single, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. There is your first part of your first double crochet. From here, you're going to yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. That is your first half of your second double crochet. Then you're going to finish by yarning over, pulling through all. Chain 2, and you're going to do that again in the same stitch. Next one. And we are back at the beginning. So you're going to slip stitch into the top of that first beginning double crochet 2 together, and then into the chain space, and use your second color to switch. Okay, so that is how you do rows 1, 2, and 3. Double crochet 2 together is very simple. All you do is work it as you normally would, but instead of 2 different stitches, you work it in the same stitch. So I hope this helps you. I'm here for questions. I have several moderators and admins that can also help, and feel free to help each other. Sometimes explaining things a different way will help other people. I do have this, again, if you read the intro, I do have an explanation on how to do a double crochet 2 together in the same stitch. If you read that, it can help. This video could help. I will link this in my group. I will also link it in the pattern, and I'm so excited to see more pandemic cowls coming out. But again, this is just rows 1 through 3, hopefully to get you kind of familiar with the technique. So, thanks guys.